It's time for another update with a top privacy project.
Take the first step towards online privacy. Get NordVPN.
I invested £25,000. Today, that investment is worth £5 million.
Say hello to our hero, the Hydrogen Energy Release Optimizer. Limitless power, zero emissions.
Hi everybody, this is Crypto Rich, working with you to get rich with crypto, filling our pockets with crypto profits. I am joined by Skrillah. Skrillah is a top secret agent. We're going to be finding out about what's happening with Secret Netwrok, and we're also joined by Oliver Smith, who's from govdao.io, and he's going to introduce himself, but we're going to do another video with him about regulations and privacy and secrecy and freedom and things like that. Now, before I introduce them, please subscribe, follow me on Twitter, CryptoRichYT, join my official Telegram announcements channel, and also if you're watching this on YouTube, please come over to Odyssey, bit.ly/CryptoRich Odyssey, bit.ly/CryptoRich Odyssey. Also, if you're watching this on Rumble, I post more material on Odyssey than I do on Rumble and on YouTube. Okay, hey Skrillah, thank you so much for making yourself available, and thank you also, Oliver. Skrillah, you brought your mate Oliver here. Do you want to introduce him?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's good to be back on the show after our last soiree. So Oliver is a very good friend of mine and a colleague. We work together on several different projects. The gallery that I'm in right now, where you can see some beautiful photography behind me, and also on govdao, which is a legal and regulatory advisory for Web3. So yeah, Oliver, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Good afternoon, all, and it's a pleasure to be on the show, Crypto Rich. Thank you so much for the invite. Yeah, Oliver is my name, and I'm the founder of govdao, and essentially we are a legal and regulatory advisory agency for Web3 and blockchain projects.
Right, and you do advisory work with Secret Netwrok as well, right?
Specifically with Secret Agency, we work with other protocols, working with dApps, because as you probably know, we are in 2023 dealing with a lot of new laws and regulations around crypto projects having to be compliant with various things.
Right, okay, and you and I are going to have perhaps the three of us are going to have a much more detailed conversation in a follow-up video, and I invite people to subscribe, comment, like, all that business, and make sure you catch that, because I know there's all sorts of stuff going on that's going to impact on our privacy and freedom. Yes.
You don't look happy about
that. I'm not happy about that, because without privacy, there's no freedom. There's no freedom. If I can't withdraw myself from the public space, then I'm not free. Mm-hmm. Okay, but in this part, what we're going to do is going to get an update with what's been happening with Secret Netwrok. And Skrillah, I can't remember the last time you and I spoke or recorded. It seems like a world away.
It must have been 2 months, but in crypto Web3, it really feels like 10 years.
Yeah, it's a lifetime, right? Do you want to say just a little bit about Secret Networks for people who don't know?
Yeah, absolutely. So Secret is the first chain with privacy preserving smart contracts. So you can imagine the privacy that you get when you use chains like Monero with the programmability of chains and protocols like Ethereum. So you can really choose what part, as a developer, you can choose what part of the contract is private, what's public. As a user, you get an extra key called a viewing key, and you can choose who has access to your data. So you can still give the trading data to your tax accountant, for example, and be tax compliant at the same time as everybody on chain not being able to see all of your transactions.
Yeah.
In a nutshell.
Yeah. And for people who are familiar with the Cosmos ecosystem and osmosis, Secret Netwrok is part of that whole much larger ecosystem, but with privacy features. And it offers private DeFi versus the public DeFi that you can get from osmosis DEX. And it's programmable private money, which is really, really, really good. Okay, and also it launched, I think, in 2018, and it's fully decentralized protocol, but with several organizations and foundations that fund it, support its development and its work. And I featured quite a few projects from Secret Netwrok. There's I think I've had Secret Swap, the Shade, I really like Shade, Serenity Shield, perhaps a few others as well, because you keep passing them on to me, and please feel free to pass them on to me, because you're building this whole ecosystem of privacy-focused applications.
Yeah, exactly. So we've been around on mainnet Secret Netwrok since 2020, which is quite a long time to be fully on mainnet. So we do have a quite healthy ecosystem of different DApp teams building different things, whether it's DeFi or communications or data storage, all those kind of things that you need an element of privacy for that you wouldn't really want to be revealed to the entire world. We also have a lot of use cases for privacy that nobody's building yet. So it's always exciting to see teams of developers come in with new ideas. And if you are watching this and thinking, oh my God, I need privacy for my DApp, then do get in touch with me. You can find me at Secret Skrillah on Twitter and also Telegram and LinkedIn as well, all of the social medias.
Yep. And also through the Secret Network Telegram group, and I'll link to the Secret Network in the description below. And you are a secret agent, which is a sort of group of secret spies that promote and develop the secret network ecosystem.
Yes, I am. We secret agents do all sorts of stuff around the ecosystem. So we're all privacy maxis, all here for the privacy cause. And if you are getting into this for the first time and looking to start a career in Web3, then you can head to scrt.network/agents, and we'll kind of like hold your hand and help you to work towards the best of your abilities, your skill sets, and find a place within this industry.
Great. Okay. Very good. All right. So, and one thing, we're going to play a game at some point. You're going to, perhaps towards the end of the conversation, right? But you want to let us know what has been happening with Secret Network since we last met, if you can remember when that was.
Yeah, absolutely. So, so in the last major network upgrade, we actually enabled what's called VRF, so verifiable random function. And that means essentially that you can pull a random number from Secret Network, which is pretty cool. If you're a casino game or a NFT project that's looking to randomize the mint order, or a lottery, or anyone that needs like a randomized, let's say, private governance selection process, you can randomize stuff like that. So I would like to show you a little game that we've developed as a tester. If I just share the screen, let me know if you can see it.
Before you go in that, so this is my understanding of the importance of random numbers is, well, let's say with this game, this is a roulette game, right? If we don't have a random number, then it's, I suppose, kind of predictable. Well, it reduces the elements of chance and variability. And it's not just in casino type games, but also in regular computer games. Because if Oliver, to bring him into the conversation, were a character in a computer game without a random number, he'll always be doing the same thing, or, you know, a select few.
Yeah, exactly. Or it would be predictable. People will be able to manipulate it potentially. So actually, when you go into a real casino, there will be a laser on the roulette wheel if it's a reputable casino. Then and that will actually tell the government or the gaming commission where the ball lands. So they have to have this verifiability when they if they claim to have a random number. So with Secret Network, obviously the blockchain itself and the computations that happen on it are private. So nobody can see it in advance, nobody can predict it or manipulate it in advance. It's actually kind of running in parallel to the secret blockchain. You have this random number with every block that's proposed in like a different trusted execution environment. We don't have to get too deep into the technicals, but it's pretty cool. And it's the first time that you can get an on-chain random number generated. All the other solutions are off-chain. So you have this trust assumption in either the operator, if it's Chainlink or another service, you're trusting in them to bring back a random number that's true to you. So we don't have that trust assumption. It's just running on this decentralized network, which is the beauty of it. And this is a little demo that we put together of a roulette. There's actually a bug bounty on this. So if anyone can guess the random number 10 times in a row, then there's a pretty big prize pot out there for those that can do that. So feel free to head to roulette.scrt.network and try and break this. And I'm just going to place a couple of bets down now. It's using USecret, which is the smallest denomination of secret that you can get. So it's like 0.0000001 of a secret, but we're going to get a 5 this time. So I always go 0, guys. Any hot takes?
My favorite number is 17.
17. Let's do it.
Okay. I'll go for 10.
Let's put 100 on 10. Yeah. 117, 110 on 17. And then, let's maybe go black and a line and a third, maybe even as well, just to spend some cash. Okay, so it works just like a normal transaction on chain. So I hope you can see this right now, but it's just pulled up a Kepler approval on my screen.
That we can't see, but we'll believe you because it connects.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so you'll have to believe me, I'm approving it now. And we wait around 6 seconds for the next block on secret, or a little bit less if we're about to clear a new block. And there we go, we got the result. So we won 400 use secret. I think the house won this time because I think we spent 600. But there we go. This is going into Secret Labs' beer fund, I think.
I've got a quick question for you. Who is auditing this randomization on chain? Have you got like a third party who's basically going to confirm that those who are like building with this randomization will in fact be random?
Yeah, it's actually a good question. So we put the capability to do this out. Right now, we're actually looking for teams to come and build with it. So as some teams start to build out like a casino project or a lottery project, then we'll partner them up with some of these best-in-class smart contract auditing firms that we've got partnerships with already. So yeah, there really is quite an open runway for teams to just come and build with this right now. And we're happy to help mentor and develop any products that do come out of this. So.
Yeah. Now, before I respond to that, Oliver, if you could just do something about your light, because you've gone dark again, and I think that's a bit better if you can, and if you can angle yourself to the side, especially when we interview you, right? So you don't look like this dark silhouette, very sinister as well. Okay, thank you. Now, in terms of people getting involved, because you said this earlier, and I just want to emphasize this: Secret Network isn't run by a company; it's not a corporate venture. There is like venture capital funding and stuff like that, but it's just like the code is open source. There's an open source element to people's participation, so people can get involved at whatever level in any way they want, and they could even go and develop the code and build something themselves. Was that fair to say, Skrillah?
Yes, and a big part of my job is to connect all those different teams that are building within the ecosystem. So we at Secret Agency kind of have like a connection to all of the DApp teams that are building, all of the developers that are looking for projects to join. So it really is quite a nice position to be in, where you've got like all these partnerships that you can build. Like, okay, so you have a private DeFi DEX. How would you like to partner with a data storage solution and provide like this whole package? Yeah, it's quite enjoyable, and I'm excited to see where it heads. Next year as we move into the next phase of upgrades for the network, which I'll happily tell you about in a minute.
Yes. Okay, very good. All right, so we've got a verifiable random number generator, which makes games exciting, because what's great about the games is their unpredictability. Otherwise, it's not a game, it becomes a habit or a routine.
Yeah, and it's not just kind of like gambling use cases. You've also got like kind of like item draws within some of these PvP, RPG games, that kind of thing. Yeah. So there's a lot. Gaming is one of the bigger use cases, but really randomness you can feed into anything. In fact, actually, it's a big problem with NFT minting, where you'll have like a sequence of like a mint order, and if you have the codes, or you maybe were a developer of that project, you can actually see where the rare ones are going to land. 1, 2, 3, 4 might be the rare one. So you could build a bot that just mints as it gets to number 4, and that way it can be manipulated, and people can get the highest value ones from a mint. Right. So you could randomize the seed for that with this kind of system, and then it's much fairer.
Okay, good. So this is now available for people to play with and testnet and win a bug bounty if they find bugs. Okay, so what else? What else is happening?
Yeah, cool. And yeah, if you do want to build this, then we're running several hackathons, and Secret University, which is our developers' education portal, is also building this into their courses as well. Yeah, the next thing I wanted to announce is our next network upgrade, which is going to make it a lot easier for teams that are building with EVM. So any of the Ethereum projects or anything built with any of these layer 2s can call into Secret Network to run contract interactions privately. So it could be a DAO governance that's coming over to Secret to do their governance privately, so it can't be manipulated again. It could be a DEX on Ethereum that has a private mode toggle, where users can just flick a switch and then turn on private mode. So yeah, so that's going to go live in September tentatively, and we will be running a big campaign to help EVM teams figure out how to plug into Secret contracts without having to hire an extra dev that knows our programming language and all this kind of stuff. We're trying to make it as easy as possible to just come and take advantage of the tool set that you have on Secret Network.
Okay. Now, does this mean that, for example, ERC20 tokens and Ethereum tokens, and they can be ported, they have to be ported over into the secret ecosystem, or is it a little bit like they're on whatever platform or application they're on, and then there's a little bit like a sort of little black box bit that's connected to that platform where they can do all the privacy stuff?
Yeah, it really depends. So right now you can bring assets from ERC20s, you can bring them to Secret and wrap them as SNP20s or SNP25s. So you can have like Secret Ethereum, and then you can go back out to Ethereum, and you kind of like break that connection chain. But it really will be interesting to see what some of these more innovative projects do, where like, okay, so you're providing liquidity or something like that. You don't want everyone on chain to be able to see your positions and where you can be liquidated and all this kind of stuff if you're lending and borrowing. So yeah, it's really it's going to be really interesting over the next couple of years to see what people do with it. Whether it's a case of like you can just flick this switch and your Ethereum goes to another wallet through Secret Network, and it's all kind of like behind the scenes wrapping and unwrapping. Will be quite cool to see. The other thing as well is that Secret Network right now is using one of these encryption methods to achieve privacy. It's SGX, trusted execution environments. It's allowed us to scale to the size that we are now and have this big ecosystem. It's very fast, very cheap to run computations through it. But we are exploring other methods of encryption as well that are quite novel. So there's a project that's just started up by some of the key core developers at Secret Network, and it's called Phoenix. That is using fully homomorphic encryption, which is very, very complicated, but is like maximum security level. It costs a lot to run a transaction and it takes a long time. But if you really need maximum security and you don't mind the trade-off of the transaction finality, then it's just another tool in the box. And we're exploring these other solutions as well, like ZKs and this kind of thing. The goal is to have several chains, like in a constellation, with different encryption methods, so people can call in from whatever they're doing and get the exact solution that they need to achieve privacy.
Okay, very cool. Very cool. And I do know holomorphic is incredibly secure and private. Something to do with the programming language that the programmers use is encrypted. Something like that. It's quite something.
It's very complicated. It's also people are saying it's quantum resistant and this kind of thing. So it's just trying to stay one step ahead of these challenges that we're going to face in over the next couple of years with cryptography.
Yeah. Okay. So what else?
Yeah, that's pretty much it for us for the moment. We're just heads down building through this market and trying to onboard as many teams, developers, users as possible. So,
now, have you got something that shows the secret ecosystem?
Yes, I do. If we head to, just let me move him out of the way. If we head to scrt.network, then you can track all of our ecosystem updates here. And this is all the dApps that are building on the network.
Oh my God.
So you can see there's quite a lot. They've all got little tags as well, so you can kind of get an idea of what they're doing, like NFTs and gaming. This is on Ethereum. Actually, this is like an auction platform. BidShop that allows you to participate in NFT auctions without revealing your wallet address underneath. You can if you want to, of course, but it should be up to you.
Yeah.
So just open that by mistake. Yeah, lots of different things. Bridges, we've just updated our bridges, so it's even faster and more reliable now to use Secret Toggle to come from Ethereum or Binance or wherever you are into Secret Network. Serenity Shield, who you spoke to as well. Yeah, really innovative data storage solution for both enterprise and retail users. Shade Protocol as well, which has helped to push up our volume on IBC up to like, I think we're in the top 5 on a regular basis now, just because of the activity that they've had from their protocol. Yeah, and then lots of other stuff. So you'll notice quite a few NFT projects as well, because we have these unique secret NFTs where you have like a public layer, like a normal NFT, but then you also have this private metadata layer where only the user can see, and they can also control access to other people as well. So it's really adding a lot more functionality to NFTs.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okay, well, that gives us people an idea of what's being built on this ecosystem. I've seen there's quite a few of these projects that I haven't yet interviewed, so I should be speaking to you about connecting me to some of them later on. Skrillah, really, really appreciate it. Is there anything else you want to say before we finish up?
Yeah, I think we're good. And I'd just like to invite everybody that's listening to get in touch with me at Secret Skrillah or join the Secret Agents program, scrt.network/agents. You can put your email address in there and you'll get started. You'll get your first missions, and hopefully we'll see you in the agency.
Great. And I would say this is the time for people to get involved in crypto. Don't wait till the bull market is in full swing, because then you're in with the crowd. You want to be ahead of the curve, ahead of the crowd. So get in now, get yourself developed, find out about this ecosystem, do your own due diligence and research, and subscribe and comment and like them between now and then. Keep filling your pockets with secret profits. This is Crypto Rich and Crypto Oliver and Crypto Secrets. Oh my God. Signing out. All the best. Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Thank you.
Till next time.